Hello everyone, my name is Landon and welcome back to the Fright Factor. And today we are looking at Firestarter by Stephen King. Firestarter was originally released in 1980, I believe? 1981. Wait, no, that's in 1980. 1980 and 1981? Is that what that says? I'm not sure. But anyways, I believe this was the first novel that he released in the 80s. It came after The Dead Zone, which came out in 1979. Firestarter, I feel, is a very underrated book. It's very fun. The characters in this book are very fun because of the powers that they have. Charlie is really fun to read about because of her pyrokinesis, how she can light stuff on fire, and her dad, who has like the ability to control people's minds for like a period of time before like he can't control it anymore. It's all like a very fun to read about that stuff. And the villains in this book, the Shop, which we are getting more of, and the Institute, that comes out later this year. The Shop is a very interesting antagonist. Basically, the Shop is a company that is experimenting on people and trying to get out, like, psychic abilities that they may have. Or no, they give the people the psychic abilities, or they try and see if they will attain the psychic abilities after certain tests are done. And of course, two of the people, one a man, one a woman, one of them's named Andy and one of them's named Vicky, they have a child, and that child gets powers similar to theirs. And Charlie, she gets pyrokinesis. And the journey throughout the book that we follow with Andy and Charlie is very interesting, and their father-daughter relationship is very, very nice. In terms of horror aspect, because this is the Fright Factor, in terms of horror, this book really isn't very scary. Besides, like, some of the scenes with Charlie lighting stuff on fire and a few scenes where they're inside the shop itself. I'm not going to spoil the ending, obviously. I don't spoil the ending of any of these books that I talk about. But those scenes are sort of frightening, like when she lights stuff on fire and, like, just everything goes to hell. Literally. Those may be a little frightening to read, but other than that, this book really doesn't have a heavy horror aspect, much like the earlier books did, like Salem's Lot, The Dead Zone, The Stand, and Carrie. I feel like he took a different turn with this book after his 70s books. It's definitely not as horrific or horror-based as the original ones were. Or not the originals, the previous ones were. But it's still definitely a fun ride. Firestarter is a great and underrated and very underappreciated novel. The movie is pretty good too, besides some shoddy acting. And the ending of the book, which I will not talk about in detail, but I will say the ending is very emotional and it is a very good ending. Like I said, this book is very underappreciated and underrated. I feel like it should be ranked higher amongst Stephen King fans, because it's definitely a book worth picking up and reading. Not if you want to scare yourself, though. Pick up a book like Cujo or Salem's Lot, which we will be talking about Cujo in the weeks to come, because I think Cujo came out after this one, or maybe a book after this one. I think Christine may have came first. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, I'm going to be giving Firestarter a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's definitely not perfect, but it's very close to that perfect rating, because I did have a lot of fun with this book. And it's a decently long book. I think it clocks around 500 pages. Yep, almost 600, actually. It's 560 pages. And in terms of the Fright Factor, I'm going to be giving it a 3 out of 10. Like I said, there aren't many frightening moments in the book, besides maybe some parts with the pyrokinesis that Charlie has, and the shop itself is a little creepy in a sense. But other than that, it really isn't a scary book. It's more of an action sci-fi father-daughter adventure type of book, and it's very fun. So I'm going to be giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars and a 3 out of 10 on the Fright Factor. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you're new. Let me know what you guys thought of Firestarter in the comments below. Let me know if you guys thought it was scary, because I didn't really think personally it was scary, but maybe people out there think that pyrokinesis is a very scary thing. But it's definitely not as scary as telekinesis like Carrie had, because she used it very more frighteningly than Charlie did in this book. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.